right, y'all, we are live for the first time in quite some time. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus the Messiah. I pray everybody is super blessed in many ways, not just with having lots of bitcoins, but in many ways. Make sure to like the video, guys. Make sure to share this. Follow me on Twitter at Jason_Casper, all lowercase. Go ahead and retweet this stream right now. Let's see if we can get a lot of people in here, because I do have a very special guest who I will introduce shortly. You may have heard of him. He's world famous, not only as a trader, but also as a musician. We will be live momentarily, guys. Make sure to hang in there. Hold your horses. It's going to be a good one. Shout out to Robert Bonar holding it down with the wrench, with the raccoons, with the chickens, with the grapes. Shout out to Nathan Ming. Shout out to Muhammad Ali. Shout out to Boyan, the man. Shout out to Night Foxy. Shout out to Francesco. What is the Titan Trading Group? It's a group of elite traders. It's a trading group I'm a part of. It's an exclusive trading group. It's just a group of traders I'm involved with. Alright, y'all, let's get right into this. So, I have a very special guest with me today. I am honored and ecstatic to welcome Luke from TOROS Crypto. Luke, are you there?
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy, Luke.
I'm here. How are you? How is everyone enjoying the little price action we've had today?
Well, I have to say, oh man, I'm not in the mindset to do a good UK accent right now, but I do have to say, the price action, my friend, has been quite juicy. I'm sure you, as well as many others, have taken the short trade and the long trade from this little bit of volatility here before New York Open. Am I correct?
Oh yes, I didn't trade the move, but I did. We were watching it with. Well, I took profit on a long, and then I was able to get back into a trade again down towards the lows. So it has been very juicy price action that we've had this afternoon, which was, I mean, exactly as you could kind of predict with CPI data coming out, and like this is just typical of everything that usually happens. So it's been a nice little move that we've had this afternoon. It was good fun to watch, and the speed that it was moving was just insane. Being able to, like, there was some really nice kind of movement within the price that we had earlier that was just like, when you came up towards these highs, just the speed that it moved, as soon as like we hit 130 UTC, which is when the data was released, it just was like boom boom, and just crazy.
It was pretty wild as well. And also I did I didn't have a chance to post in my Discord about the short, but the long, definitely I gave people a heads up in the Discord, in the Jason Casper crew over there. And I actually took the short and the long 100x leverage because why not risk a very little amount of money, potentially earn a pretty big profit on it. So
that's it.
So Luke, I have to ask you, my friend, what do you think about this price action, man? Because I mean, pretty much since the beginning of January, you could say we've been pretty much ranging sideways. We were talking before the stream, the levels have just been super technical. Maybe you could walk us through, what's been happening with the price action, maybe some of the trades you took, and also what are you looking to happen, man? I mean, I've still got my eyes set on 100K. Okay, I just longed right now, take profit at 100K.
Yeah.
What do you think, man? Like, let's get your expert opinion over here.
All right, so shall we go through?
But wait a second. You're gonna do this with a regular UK accent. You're not gonna do your American auctioneer accent.
All right, we got to do an American accent for it. I still need to find a new American accent. I'm not sure this one's really. I mean, I don't really know what it is, but I will.
It's a Southern accent, my friend.
It's Southern. I'm gonna try and do some New York.
Yeah.
At some point.
Well, but, for New York, you got to talk like this with your voice kind of cracky, because in New York, everyone smokes cigarettes, and if they don't smoke cigarettes, well, they're breathing in all that pollution anyway from the city. So, yeah. And you got to say like water and coffee. All right. Coffee, yeah.
I got my coffee, and I'm gonna. No, that's still going back to Southern shit.
It's all right there.
All right, I'll do like oh my god, I don't even know what this has turned into, but I'll do it from this. This is kind of, I mean, I don't know how it's gonna change.
I like it.
I keep talking. I sound like that, like, who's that octopus guy from American Dad? I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. I do, yeah.
Oh, the alien. Anyway, yeah. What can we go over? We'll go over the price action from 2 days ago, and we can talk about the move that we had up, and then we had little Bot Simpson up here at the top, coming right back down. So a couple of days ago, I was able to get into a long position. This would have been from, oh my god, I can't even remember when. But we did have I'll start it from the daily open, because both of these moves have happened just after the just after the daily open, and we had, if you're looking at your VWAP, we have the daily open that happens right here. You have a little spike to the upside, spike to the downside. You reclaim your daily open. You come into your VWAP, and then price just follows VWAP all the way up, 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 until we hit our weekly and daily levels. Now, these were two key levels that I had on my chart from, I mean, the weekly from all the way back over here. I might just go into a normal accent. The weekly from back over here, and the daily level, which was the day that we broke down from this previous range that we were in. So, of course, we were in a little range doing this distribution up at the highs at the beginning of the month. We broke down. That hadn't yet been back tested, and that was where I was looking for a short position. So, able to get into that short position yesterday. And then it basically gave you so many opportunities to be able to take a short, basically to come back down eventually to these lows. Now, that wasn't initially the target for me. All I was really looking for from this short was just to take out these lows here. Anything above that is, I mean, that's very nice. But you hit your weekly level, you hit your daily, you have a little chickens drinking up here at the top.
Oh yeah, man. So the chickens drank from there for sure. They were thirsty.
Drank last night. They were thirsty, and you had that little bit at the highs there. We can go on to the lower time frames, even like 15-minute, 5-minute. You had a chickens drinking swing failure pan up at the highs. Immediately came down at this point, changing market structure. Then next opportunities to get into the shorts. You have your golden pocket here, and then you continue this market structure down. And then I was doing a live stream last night where we were looking at, once you've got that move, you can then move this over to here, into here. And then what this gave us, just as we were coming in towards the end of the day, knowing that the probabilities are that this is a distribution. You're not going to move higher unless you find liquidity. Your liquidity is here and here. So at the very least, you can expect this to move down. What did price do? Came into that golden pocket region, then straight into the point of control to the dollar, exactly into that point of control. I mean, maybe not to the dollar, maybe $1 or $2 off, but into that point of control, into that golden pocket, and then straight down. And once again, what we had the day before on your daily open, you take out the highs, you take out the lows, you hit the VWAP, and you just run VWAP the whole way up. That is exactly what we did last night in the other direction. So what happened then? You take the lows, you take the highs. So instead of taking highs, taking lows, and then hit the daily, you're doing this basically exactly in reverse of what happened the previous day. So take lows, take highs, you lose your daily open, you come back in, daily open VWAP, once again, daily open VWAP, and then at that point, that gives you an invalidation stop loss up here, and you can trade that all the way down to where we eventually ended up, which was take profit 1 here anyway. But then all the way down eventually to hit this daily level, which, surprise, surprise, the day that we had the breakdown was resistance. So your daily level from up here, the breakdown was resistance. At this point, you have an impulse higher. Where do you find support? At the daily level here. So it is just a complete reversal of everything that happened yesterday. Exactly the same move, basically, and just in reverse.
Yeah,
So
trading's
that's
one of those things where, you know, a lot of people wish they could go back in time before something happened and make things right. Well, trading's one of those instances where you could actually do that.
Yeah, exactly. I was quite annoyed last night because I took this trade from the daily open that I could have got all of that return from, but it got to like 2:30 in the morning. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to close it. So I closed out of that trade here and missed all of this move. And then what happens the following day? You get exactly the same opportunity. So everything I missed out on the previous day, I then was able to profit on today, which is very nice. And that's the great thing about trading. There is always another opportunity. So even if you've missed all of this nice price action that we've had now, there's going to be another opportunity. We've got New York session opening in 4 minutes time. So that will probably give us some more opportunities in just a moment. But yeah, other than that, from today, the trades I've taken from today were long off of the daily, and there was also the range point of control. So the range point of control was around 38,800. And then we had the daily level just before. So I was able to just scale into a long within this region, still holding that short position, but scaling into a long. My take profit was at the VWAP. So we had this straight into the VWAP here. That's where I took profit. We came down here and I'm still in both these positions. I haven't closed either of them. So I'm still long from the daily and I'm still short from way up here on this daily. So
nice, man.
Just seeing which one works out.
So you're schlong.
I'm schlong.
Yeah, we're schlong.
I've got a schlong.
Well, you know, I'm in a similar position as you, Mr. Luke, because you know, I don't know about I don't think you can really see my screen, can you?
I can see it, but it's about a 20-second delay for me.
Oh, all right. Well, just quickly to go over things here, you know, I also did take a long position, but I took a long position from 37.7. When we done came down to that, it was a daily and a weekly level. We done lost the level, reclaimed it with some nice uneven butt cheeks on market Cipher B. We had a real juicy left butt cheek followed by a skinny little right butt cheek over there. It's pretty rare, I have to say, that we do get that pattern on the 4-hour time frame. And then I also did take a short yesterday from the top of the, you know, when we came into that point of control. Now, I think it's pretty interesting to just look at this entire thing here as one giant range. And when we came up to the top yesterday, we were pretty much coming right into that point of control as well as the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement right there. And so I'm pretty much still schlong from down at 37.7, then still holding the short from like 44. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I'm holding the short from 42.2, I think, or something like that. And now I'm in a little bit of a scalpish long down here as well. So We'll see what happens when New York opens right here. I mean, I didn't get into the long where you got in. I shorted when we hit that 382 in the VWAP confluence, and then I longed down here when we came down and we took out them lows here. And clearly, we had a nice bullish divergence forming. So, interesting price action, you know? Interesting price action.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, so you got 37.4. Okay, yeah. So we did. That was where we had. There were loads of divergences down there. So that again, similar for me. And that being more of like a swing account type thing that we're looking at, with basically just this being a large consolidation. I think that we're in. So if we're looking at like the 4-hour chart, which is what I've been looking at a lot recently, then we have basically, this is like my higher time frame thing going on here. So I'm just going to remove these high time frame levels.
I got it real quick. I got to shout out Frankie Candles. Frankie Candles, man, thanks for being here, bro. I love the color of your logo, by the way. Blue and purple, that's the way to roll. Bro, we should collab sometime, man. We should collab sometime.
Frankie Candles.
Yep, that's right. Good old Frankie Candles. I can't believe that's his true name, but it actually is. Would you believe that?
Nice.
He's all about the uneven butt cheeks as well. He likes his glutes nice and uneven.
I mean, we had some nice uneven butt cheeks on here as well. I'm not using market Cipher, but let me throw on a little. I mean, I get my butt cheeks from the MACD. I don't check it too often, but we got them on the MACD, and we got them on the RSI as well. So we had those kind of things going on. And what I'm basically looking at right now is this is just a big old consolidation period. I think we got, I do like the trend lines coming down on the RSI right here. I do like the touches that we've got both on the highs and the lows, and we're basically right in the middle of this. Now, I do think if we are going to get if we can do this as a bit of a range going on right here, we're coming right into that point of control. I do think at some point we fill out this little region where we've got like no liquidity within here at all. So we do have this big void where every time we come through it, it's straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. And at some point, I just feel we're going to settle here. And then we're going to test one of these edges at some point.
Right, I think you're right. You know, it's interesting, and you know, every time we come down there, we form nice rows of SPs, which sweet potatoes is what I call them, because I'm out here on the farm.
Potatoes.
Yeah, but you know, it is interesting, Luke. Have you just done some basic like measured move of that consolidation kind of wedgie pennant thing and seen the targets? Because the targets to the upside and to the downside are super intriguing, man. Like the target to the upside literally goes right up to like the macro golden pocket and like the 2021 point of control, and the target to the downside is very interesting too, right around 22, 23K, where we have this little area of consolidation.
All right, so we're looking at something like this, and then you'd have something like this.
Yeah, look at that, man.
Or something like, I mean, price can't go backwards, clearly, but something like this. Ooh, 23K. 57.5. Oh, that is.
It's super juice, right, bro? Super juice.
Oh my God. Look at that.
I know.
And then look at this. Look where it comes down to right here.
It's amazing.
Right here and right here. Oh my God.
And not only that, my friend, but you got to pull the fib from the high to the low, because it gets even better.
There it is.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Can you even believe that?
And then if we do the fib from I think down here, this will be the 0.5, is it? No, what am I talking about? The 786. Oh, look at the 786 coming in right.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's kind of, I don't do measured move stuff very often, but that is confluence again. So
Luke, I've got a question for you. I see that on your golden pocket you've got a 0.666. You don't worship the devil, do you now?
I like to be a little bit evil when I'm trading, because if you can get a trade from the 666, I mean, you're going to be wrecking somebody. So that's the that's my little evil part of the of trading. I certainly do not worship the devil. I like it because it gives you a perfect 2-to-1. So there is method in my madness.
Right, but
If
could you
you do,
possibly explain?
so 66666 recurring is basically the closest you can get to a 2-to-1 risk to reward. So if you do have your 0 and your 1, and you are taking this as a trade, your 618 obviously is a little bit uneven, but if you've got this as, let's say, a short position and you are placing it right on there, your stop loss ends up here and you go all the way down here, then you end up with a perfect 2-to-1 trade. So there was like method in it before, like the 33.333 is how I do the channel with the 382, and the 66.66666666 for however long is where I generally would like to get like ultimate sniper entries if I am to get those 2-to-1 trades. And it's just a very simple 2-to-1 risk to reward. I know if I get stopped out, then it's going to be taking out the highs. I know if I hit take profit, then it's going to be taking the lows. And that was how I basically thought of it. But that's the method behind it.
I see.
Whereas if you were to come here, you end up with a bit of a scrappy number and you got to do some calculations. So
Right, and the goal of life is to do as little math as possible. I learned that when I was in school.
Exactly.
Right, hopefully the teacher doesn't grade you on actually showing the work.
Yeah. Where's I'm just looking at where we've opened on the SPX today. Oh, so we're just coming down into this little gap on SP 500.
Oh, nice. We got the good old S&P opening up kind of bearish today, huh?
Yeah, a little gap. Another little gap. The chart is full of them.
What's that, a little harmonic you got going on?
ABCD.
Oh,
yeah,
nice,
just a
nice.
little correction. I'm looking down. Essentially, yeah, looking down towards this 40,000, no, 4,020, 4,019, the little 420 area down here where you've got your 1-to-1, you've got this as a typical ABCD correction, and also you can also draw this as a 3 drive. So you do have this low hitting the 1.272, and I think if we do come down once more, it would hit the 1.272 again. So we do have a little ABCD and we have a 3 drives thing potentially going on here, at which point I will be massively long on SPX and then Bitcoin as well.
Yeah, look at that beautiful liquidity down there as well.
Exactly, you're just looking to fill this void, and where we had the low last time this was another gap. So I can just copy this over here. We had a gap here, and ooh, got to zoom in a little bit. Zoom in. There. Nope. There. And price bounced perfectly off of that. So, yeah, the SPX really likes just gaps and magnets. For it, kind of similar that it is on CME chart for Bitcoin.
Right.
Gaps and magnets, and you often find that price gravitates towards them. So we do have this major one to the downside if we are to get another push lower.
Right, that's very interesting. So let me ask you then, Luke. So the thing is that I'm thinking about here is what you think the implications would be for Bitcoin, because you know, obviously if we feel that gap going to come a little bit lower here for Bitcoin, because SPX and Bitcoin tend to mirror each other. You think we might take out the lows that we put in previously here, or possibly even come below 34K? What are you thinking? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I'm thinking for SPX we need, yeah, for the SPX it's a 5% move down to hit that gap, to hit what we're looking at. Now, yesterday I was kind of thinking, okay, if SPX does move down, Bitcoin can stay having a little range somewhere, and I mean, if it can hold this region with S&P 500 dropping a little bit, at some point it might just want to play catch up and do something like this off of the bottom of that trend line. I don't think we'd be looking at massive breakdowns. I'd be looking at 35K monthly level for that, possibly taking out these lows and doing like it did last summer, which is where you have your liquidity down here, and it just runs through it. Doesn't quite take out the final low, but takes some of the liquidity and then reverses.
Yeah.
I do.
Bringing back bad memories for me, Luke, because the thing is, I longed the low over the summer, and then I was waiting for that liquidity to get taken out again, and I missed the second long, which was actually the good one. So, oh man, bringing back bad memories for me. So,
they were pretty good memories for me.
you're gonna make me binge drink Zevia root beer.
Oh,
yeah, it's good stuff, by the way.
Very nice.
Guys, just shout out to my wife, Big Butts 28, man. She makes the best almond flour crust pizza with raw cheese from the local goat farm. Eat that with some Zevia creamy root beer soda, man. It is good stuff, man. My wife, she hooks it up. When we do it fancy, when we have pizza night, she hooks it up.
That is good. I'll have to try that one day.
You got to find yourself a woman who could cook. You got yourself a woman who could cook, Luke.
Cook nice pizza. I mean, I'm more of the cook in my house. I like to cook.
You're a chef as well. Not only a musician, but a chef and a trader.
Well, yeah, you'll have to. From our little community, P is the man for the pizza. Our admin guy, P, he holds things down in TOROS. He's the pizza king.
So P stands for pizza then.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
He
is the pizza man.
No, we don't eat pizza too much in this household, but when we do, we do it up.
Yeah. I was going to say as well, we were looking at this in the voice chat. I think you still got my screen on, aren't you? And I've run out of things to say. So I was going to cover this. The speed of the move earlier is insane. And this is a trend rev chart. I don't know if people have heard of this or know what it is, but this gave a really nice, wasn't able to trade it at the time, but what I really like to see on these is this actually caught the high and the low really quite nicely on here earlier. So what you often see, basically all of this, and what we're seeing on price at the moment is one of these blocks is taking a few minutes to form. On here it was literally less than a second. So you've got all of this back here, basically here to here is 1 second's worth of price action. And it's just crazy where you can see all of the excess, the liquidations that we had up at these highs, and then what happens, you suddenly take out the highs, you create that excess, and then the short positions start piling in with 96% delta up at the highs. It was a really interesting high that it put in, and then down at the lows you create again these blocks. Again, all of this price action here being about 1 second's worth, but how cool the trend rev is, where you have a huge liquidation, 6 million position liquidated down here at the low. You chop around, so at this point basically somebody is holding price, they release it, and then suddenly the market buying comes in. So you have these blocks that form, you take them out, you create the excess at the lows of all these zeros, stop losses being hit, and then you reverse it back the other way. And we're continuing to get this on these really volatile moves. They're really nice. And then suddenly everything calms down again, and you're looking at things starting to take minutes rather than fractions of a second to form. We were watching this very closely within the voice chat earlier on, and following this price.
Very interesting. And just so everyone knows, how can people join your community, Luke, and how can they get into the crew, the TOROS crypto crew?
They will. You can join at toroscrypto.com. I am currently sharing ExoChat, so I can't show the website. But toroscrypto.com, that is how you can find out more about the community. You can follow me as well on Twitter, Toros Crypto, and on the YouTube. If you just search Toros Crypto, then you'll be able to do that. But I will post a little link in here for anyone that would like to learn about the community. I've just posted that onto the chat, toroscrypto.com, and the crew membership is basically our little VIP section where we have daily trading rooms. So we're talking through the price action pretty much every single day. We do live trading rooms. We're trading all of this juicy price action live, looking at the best setups, and yeah, we have playbook strategies. So again, the stuff that I was talking about earlier with the VWAP, like how you basically had the long from yesterday's daily open, the short from today's daily open. That's a very specific strategy that I have developed and traded it like for thousands and thousands of times probably at this point. And it's, yeah, a really nice strategy. And we have like tons more of those that we do have a load of educational content on that as well within the crew membership. So
Very nice.
yeah, that is
and I have to say, Luke, I have to say to all the thousands and millions of ladies and gentlemen out there, I am also a member of the crew, and it is very nice to see the posts in there by the coaches and things of that nature. Haven't really spent too much time in the live chat. You know, I've got a lot of things going on myself, my own Discord and things, but definitely learned a lot from watching your educational content, and I like the way you break things down. So if anyone isn't subscribed, at least to TOROS Crypto on YouTube, go over and subscribe. You can learn a lot of things on there for free, actually. And Luke's a cool guy as well, although his American accent needs work.
Oh man, I will continue to work on my American accent, and I will become much better. If we can get a few more, once I get to yeah, let's hit a few more subs on the YouTube and all those kind of things, and then maybe I'll get some like proper American accent teaching, and I can come on here and I can sound like a proper American.
Yeah, you actually sounded pretty good right there. I felt like maybe you were like my president speaking to me or something.
When I'm a bit more relaxed, I kind of just, I mean, I can just roll it off a little bit. I mean, it kind of changes from one state to another, I guess. But yeah, I'll stick with this kind of accent for now.
You sound like a conservative Texan, a conservative Texan in a gray suit.
Yeah, with my cowboy hat on.
No, not with your cowboy hat on. No, the way you sounded before, less cowboy, more so just clean cut Southern, just clean cut Southern. Probably goes to a King James only Baptist church, is what I pictured. But I have to shout out. I have to shout out a few people in the chat here. Shout out to Robert Bonar as the moderator. Aaron Grierson also holding it down with the wrench. Aaron Grierson's been killing it lately with the trades, because yeah, the PA has been super nice, man. Shout out to Beachhead, and shout out to Izzy, who loves the stream, and also I have to shout out Pop Eno, who wants to know, how do I keep my potatoes for a long time? The key to keeping your potatoes fresh for long, Pop, is first of all, keep them in the ground for as long as you can, because unless there's like heavy frost, you can keep those potatoes in the ground. And then when you take them out of the ground, you have to put them into a cool place and cover them up. I cover them up in blankets and keep them in complete darkness for like 2 weeks. And then after that, you keep them in a box with holes in a cool, dark place, and they will last for months. So if anybody's interested, you don't grow any food. Oh, shout out to Boyan, by the way. You don't grow any food, Luke, do you?
I do.
What do you grow, my friend?
We've got, I mean, I'm not sure what I'm going to be growing this year yet, but we've just started prepping everything. I mean, the weather's starting to, we come through the worst of the frosts, and we're starting to prepare our soil for some planting. We've got a little bit of a vegetable patch, and some nice things. So last year I grew some sweet corn, I grew some broccoli, I got loads of herbs in a little thing. So yeah, oregano, rosemary, mint, other things I can't remember, parsley in there, some other stuff. Yeah, I grew some courgettes. I don't know if these are the same for America. Now, what you call them, a courgette, I think is different in America.
I've got no idea what that is, my friend. No idea.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know what that is in America. It's like a cucumber, but not.
A zucchini.
That's the one. It's a zucchini. Yeah, we call them courgettes.
Courgettes.
that's it.
I've got to add that to my word catalog that I've got. My British
I grew some sweet potatoes, but they didn't quite work out very well. I grew some peas. So yeah, I'll grow some more stuff this year.
Wow, man! So you're a farmer.
Yeah, it's just for our own consumption. just for some
Beautiful,
nice
bro.
fresh vegetables.
It's beautiful, man. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got a decent little garden to grow some stuff, which is
Nice. You got
nice.
a decent garden out there.
Yeah.
So, somebody wants
Which
to
isn't
know
bad
if
considering we're in London. This is just
in the
having a
middle of
garden in
the.
London is a nice thing.
Somebody wants to know if you grow marijuana.
I do not. It probably isn't quite warm enough in the UK for that.
Interesting. Yeah,
Funny story though.
Let's hear.
I mean, is this YouTube friendly as a story? I mean, how could I make it? Maybe not YouTube friendly.
Well,
maybe I'll tell the story and we can cover it another day.
All right. I mean, it's up to you, my friend. I've said things here that are not YouTube friendly. You know, I've said a lot of things that have gotten me like shadow banned before. I've made some content that's pretty controversial.
Yeah. I mean, it was basically just a family friend of a friend. They grew some of what do you call it? The devil's lettuce. They grew some of that last year, and as just like a bit of fun, they did it as a joke. And they came over to us on Christmas Day, bringing over like a bunch of like, they were like, "Oh, do you guys want a cookie? Do you want a cookie?" And
no!
Then we started to, and they told us that they put a little bit of this in, and they'd kind of cooked it up. It was all nice. There was just a small amount in there, so we all had a Christmas dinner, had a few cookies afterwards, and there were many giggles to be had that evening. And I became very hungry and very thirsty for the whole rest of the day, which was which was fun. But it's not something I've ever like. Yeah, that was actually my first experience of that. It was good fun.
Well, you've got to be careful with that, Luke, because I have to say, you know, in my former days, I was quite the stoner. Before,
Yeah.
Yes, but I've repented of those ways nowadays. But I have to say, I was quite the stoner, and I used to be in a band, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so my record label was located in Portland, Oregon, and also my manager was located in Sacramento, California. And
Nice.
so we went over there, and they gifted us with lots of things from the dispensary, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And so I as well had a cookie from the dispensary, and I didn't understand the power of these edible cannabis treats. And so I myself partook before I played a show, and I played the show and I didn't feel a single thing. And then later, probably about 3 hours later, I was literally lying down on the sidewalk, and I had to have my bass player come and convince me I wasn't going to die. All right, it was not a fun feeling at all. And then about 4 hours later, I went to In-N-Out Burger, and I probably ate more than I've ever eaten in my life. And
it's crazy, isn't it?
It was very strange, my friend. I don't, be careful with those things, people. It's not just like taking a little toke of the devil's lettuce. If you're eating those things from California, it could really knock you out on your bottom.
Yeah, I got to say as well, Sacramento and Portland are both like really cool cities. I've been Portland. I think I went to America a couple of years ago, and I think Portland is my favorite place that I visited in America. It is such a everything that goes on there is just insane. It's it's such a fun place, and I definitely want to visit there again.
I haven't
I've just
traveled
seen
in
in
a
the
long
chat
time.
as well. I've seen Eleanor. Luke should organize a London meetup. Yes, I will. I will definitely be doing that soon. Hopefully in May we'll have a London meetup coming up for the TOROS crypto community. So if you are on the Discord or you do join the Discord, then you will hear about that. So hopefully, May this year we'll be doing a meetup, and then hopefully, maybe in America I might be coming over to the States sometime soon.
Wow, well, Luke, maybe you could have a meetup, and maybe I could even join you, and we could just have a good old-fashioned Southern accent party over here. Cook up some sweet corn and some bourgeois, or whatever you call them, zucchinis.
Bourgeois.
What do you call them things again? Them
It's a
bourgeois?
courgette, man. It's a courgette.
Oh, a courgette, not a bourgeois.
But yeah,
Okay.
that'd be cool. I'm up for that. I was thinking to come to the do the Bitcoin conference this year, but I think I'm running out of time to sort that out, and I'm not sure. It's probably not going to be as fun as it was last year. Like, Bitcoin's kind of dead. No one's really interested in it right now.
Right.
So maybe the next year, 2023, Bitcoin conference I might do. I mean, I might do this year, but I got to get a visa and I got to do all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, maybe a bit late to sort that out because that's like 1 month away. Woo.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. You know, I'm probably, in all honesty, unless there's a conference like super close to me, I'm probably not going to go anywhere because I can't really leave the animals here by themselves. As
Mm.
well, in the summertime, I've got huge gardens, Luke. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. I've got like acres worth of fields of things I'm growing. So
Nice.
of course, it's all for personal consumption, but it's a lot of work. So I can't just leave that in the middle of the summer. I come back, my squash will be eaten with squash bugs. Probably, who knows what could be happening? Who knows?
Mm.
There'd be so many eggs in the chicken coop. I get like
Yeah.
I can't just leave my sweet chickens that way.
Yeah, that's what it's like for me with the dogs. I'd have to, I mean, poor little girlfriend would have to look after the dogs for however long I'm gone, which I mean she's had to do before, but yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
Well,
whereabouts are you based in? What state?
what state am I in? Well, I don't like to talk about it too much, but I'm over here in the northeastern part of the United States, and I came over from the UK about 3 years ago. That's when I actually started my farm over here. Yeah, I just wanted to get away from the King of England taxing me, taxing my tea
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I came over here so I could pay 40+% in a capital gains tax.
Oh, wonderful.
You know?
I mean, it's pretty much the same over here too. Yeah,
Yeah.
we get yeah. Government stealing all our money.
Yeah, it's a shame, right? It's a shame, but it is what it is. You got to weigh out the benefits, pros and cons of either, risking someone coming to your house, kidnapping you, putting you in a cage, versus paying a little money to stay free. It's not slavery per se. Maybe it is actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of funny, people talking about the fact that they own their own homes and all these things. Well, if you stop paying your taxes, we'll see who really owns that house.
Mm-hmm.
What's it
Gotta
like
pay your
over there?
taxes.
Do you have property taxes in the UK?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's taxes you have to pay when you buy a house and those kind of things.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, that's just life. Gotta pay taxes, part of life, and if you're paying taxes, it means you're making money, so it's not that bad.
Right. That's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say. So, Luke, you're looking at the TR chart over here. Is
Mm.
this so what do you see? What secrets? What technical analysis secrets are here? Because personally, for me, I'm just a good old Southern farm boy over here. I don't understand none of this stuff that you're looking at here, man. Just give me some good old butt cheeks and some good old support and resistance lines, and that's all I need. But what's going on here, man? You're like in the Matrix over here. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean the trend rev is nice if you combine the trend rev and if what we can put onto here is a DOM, we can add a DOM on here as well. So this is basically your depth of market where you can see all of the orders coming in. You can see the levels that we're coming to. You can see all of these kind of juicy things. This is really, really nice for scalping. So what I tend to look at on this is we'll leave I use delta and things as well on here, but basically I'll leave that out and just say one thing that I often look at for reversals on this is when you're thinking of the market as being like an auction that's kind of searching for liquidity. Once it finds that liquidity, it can reverse the other way. And what we often find on these is local highs and local lows. You'll find that it creates these blocks where it's searching lower, it searches higher, it searches lower, it searches higher. It creates a balance here, and you have a balance. And if you're looking at the DOM, then you'll find that things start to stack up, things start to look kind of nice, kind of stable. And then what happens? You come down and you just take out one side of things. So at this point, this has led to a little bit of a move up. I mean, you're only talking fractions of a percent here. So this is only a very small move. But you quickly take out these lows. You create a small imbalance down here at the lows. So this is basically stop losses being hit. Grabs the liquidity, and then it gives it that final push that it needs for another move up. And then often what you'll find at the highs is, again, you can create stuff like this. So maybe at this point you start to create another block that just starts to go sideways. So although this candle is here, at some point, if it can just form a balance, and if you're looking at the DOM, and you can see here the bid side's kind of stacked up quite nicely right now. The ask side's kind of stacked up quite nicely. So the chances are you're going to chop around, create another little balance, and then at some point you'd be looking for this just to go spike up to the highs, create a little bit of an excess up here, get some zeros on there, create an imbalance, and then you can run it back down the other way. The other quite nice thing to look at on this is when you get your liquidations. You can be looking up towards those liquidation targets as where the next move will come to. So often when you find those liquidations, you have big liquidations, price then surges up towards where they were. And the same way to the downside as like a final little reversal bit. So,
right. So
there's
I'm sorry, but you know, I'm a little bit slow here. So each candle, what constitutes a candle being fully printed? Is it time? Is it delta? What is it?
It's the price range.
It's a price
There's
range.
a price range. Yeah, it's a certain amount of ticks between each
a
side.
tick. Right. Oh, okay. Now it all makes sense. That's why it's called the tick range chart.
Yeah. So what you'd be looking for again here. So you can see here you've just created that range again. So then again you can search to the upside. There you create an imbalance. So has this taken out the lows, and then you can often, I mean, you'd want to see it form a little bit longer than this, but that often can be, there's your little inefficiency at the highs, and then it starts to run back the other way. Again, you'd be looking at something similar down here, and then you create these blocks. Now you've had this amount of blocks, you've got a little excess at the highs, so you probably could have entered a little short position there to take this back down, and you're basically aiming down towards these lows. I mean, this is very, very local stuff.
Right. So you've got to be precise, right? I mean, now if you're scalping this, right? So I'm trying to think how you'd actually do this. Like, you'd have to, if you market order in.
Yeah, these small moves you're not going to make profit on. This is what you look for. They're towards the end, like those kind of key market auctions when you're looking at this excess happening a lot quicker. Like this is all happening very slow. It's a very small range. But when we actually came down to the final lows down here, like you did actually get that as that was the low of the move that we put in earlier on, just after 130 when we had that big spike to the upside, big spike to the downside. You have this range that gets put in here. You have the DOM basically being stacked on either side, and then it finally releases, grabs the liquidity and reverses, and then you get a couple of percent out of that, which is the kind of stuff you want to trade. But it's still there. I mean, there are bots and algorithms that are just chopping this around and able to make little bits of profit from this. But yeah, generally, unless it's like a 0.3 to 0.5% move, it wouldn't necessarily be worth
trying to trade it. Would you ever consider, I mean, potentially you could use CVD to catch some divergences in there?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
because you could potentially, like, I mean, I'm not seeing what's going on in the CVD here, but I mean, that being you're up to about that area. So if you were able to market into a short there and you were able to limit out of it at least, this would now be giving you profit, and you're coming back into basically this is your daily point of control right here. So you're just trading it into your daily POC each time.
Interesting. It's too much for me, Lucas. I drive myself crazy, you know. A lot of times when I'm trading, I'm not even lying to you, I've got the pickup truck out in the field, I've got the computer and the pickup truck with my alerts set, and I'm not taking too many trades, you know. This week has been nice. It's literally snowing outside now, so I wouldn't have been able to take a lot of the trades I've taken this week if I hadn't been in front of the computer. But there's no way I could actually trade like this realistically in my life. But I do have a question for you, and I might comment on it as well, because I've got someone in the chat here who wants to know that we've got. He says, "Good morning." Shout out to Sam Ad. He says, "Good morning. The highest inflation in 40 years is today. What do you guys think that means for crypto / stocks in the next couple of years? You got any inputs on that, Luke?"
I mean, do I? I don't tend to. I don't care for the news. I mean, I'll be in the right trades from the TA. So if news is bad, I mean, by doing technical analysis, you should be on the right side of that move anyway. So is it? First of all, like, is inflation bad for crypto? I mean, initially, probably yes, because it's going to mean people have less disposable income available. People have to focus on paying bills, buying food, doing all of that kind of stuff. So the retail hit will be there. But I mean, we're in a time now when Bitcoin's becoming institutional. So the people that actually have money aren't going to care if there's inflation. So would that be a reason that, okay, there's inflation, the US dollar's losing value? Where would people that actually have a lot of money want to put their money? Probably into something like Bitcoin, which has proven itself to be a pretty good monetary asset, general supply and demand over the past 10 years. So I think initially there'd be a big hit on that, which is kind of what we're seeing, right? We've had a 40% move down already. We've seen stocks. You're looking at things like pretty decent, like well-established stocks. You're looking at the S&P moving down 30, 40, 50% moves to the downside because of all of the news that's coming out. Everyone knows there is going to be inflation. It's like the most obvious thing in the world. I mean, it was obvious when COVID happened. So the fact that people are still talking about it now is like kind of silly. Because you are never going to have a pandemic where everything shuts down without getting inflation afterwards. So for me, I think it's mainly priced in. You're going to get a retail hit, but overall, I think, yeah, it's a big opportunity. You've got to see it as, and there's got to be ways to make money for the people that have money. So economic collapse almost is like inflation. If you can keep paying the bills and you're in a position to pay the bills and you've got disposable income, assets become very, very very good opportunities, and I think Bitcoin's the same. So overall, I think it's probably not harmful at all,
Right.
for the overall price.
Is it interesting? An interesting perspective, Luke. Thank you for your input.
What are your thoughts? I mean, that was kind of deep what I went into then.
No, I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, I do have similar thoughts. I mean, it's true that assets will always hold the value. All right, whether or not cryptocurrency is a true asset that will hold its value through a global economic collapse, that's yet to be seen, of course. But things such as precious metals and land and things of that nature, real estate and like that, will always hold its value. So I definitely see economic collapse providing amazing opportunities for people who are not totally destroyed from the inflation, right? Because as you said,
Exactly, yeah.
the common person out there, if let's say the dollar or the pound, or the euro goes to, it's $1 million for a loaf of bread, you're not going to have people flooding out there to buy Bitcoin, buy anything. So I think, for those of us who can be prepared for such an instance, potentially we can watch the markets and position ourselves advantageously. But, I'm a big proponent, definitely, of, well, first of all, I believe 100% without a shadow of a doubt that everything that's happening right now is all orchestrated by basically people who want too much power in the world. You've got the World Economic Forum talking openly about the Great Reset. They were talking about the pandemic before the pandemic. Now they've been talking about the cyber attacks before we're going to start to see massive cyber attacks starting to come. I'm probably going to get banned for saying this on YouTube, shadow ban, but whatever. And so, I look at this as a giant wealth grab in general. I mean, obviously, they're inflating the dollar on purpose. They're giving people stimulus checks and all this. It's a giant wealth grab, basically. I'm a big proponent of growing your own food. of becoming as self-sufficient as possible. I've made a video 2 days ago about that. You know, people want to check it out, you can go to my YouTube channel. Basically, it's called How to Become More Self-Sufficient. Check it out, because, you know, there's simple things people can do to hedge themselves. You know, at the end of the day as well, you know, your Bitcoin, your dollars, any kind of currency you have is completely worthless if there's no nothing to buy with it, right? If there's no food in the grocery store, doesn't matter how much gold you have, doesn't matter how much Bitcoin you have either. So that's kind of my take on it. Definitely, we're heading into some hard times for sure. And I think the more things people can do to be prepared, both financially and even practically, grow some dang potatoes in your backyard, have a few chickens, you know, it could be all right.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think if you're in a position to, and I mean, it's the first stage for like anyone here. If you've got an interest in the markets and you understand that side of things, and you understand how money moves and how the economy works and everything that's happening, I mean, everything's been very, very predictable the last few years. Like going back to when the pandemic started, it was very clear very early on that this was going to be something that was going to affect the whole world. And then we've been talking about this for ages. It's like, once the pandemic's over, they're going to find something else, probably a war. That's what we're in now. Once the war's over, there'll be something else, and it's continuous, and we're entering into that spiral of nasty things that the general population get really badly affected by. But that's how, I mean, the biggest wealth is made during these collapses. That's always been the way, and that will always be the way. That's when the opportunities are there. So if you can position yourself to make the most out of the opportunity, become more self-sufficient, you don't have to rely on the government, you don't have to rely on big corporations, you don't have to rely on all of that kind of stuff. And if you can understand the markets, to be able to position yourself to take advantage, to be able to buy the stuff that's down, that's going to bounce back strong, like it did with the COVID crash, you'll put yourself in a really good position. Because there's always the lows of the market are what really count. The highs are just the highs. It doesn't matter. There's not actually a lot of big money that participate when prices are high. They all participate when prices are low. And if you're able to participate when prices are low, then you're in a good place.
Yeah, totally agree with you. And you know, like you say, you know, the rich make money in bad economic times. You know, just do what the wealthy people are doing. Basically, I mean, look around. You got people like Bill Gates buying up a whole bunch of farmland. You know, you've got rich people buying actual tangible assets. You know, that's the best way to do it. And then also, trading is such a powerful thing, because you can take a small amount of capital and grow it. I mean, literally just this morning, I made almost 3% on my entire trading account, taking 2 scalps with 100x leverage, risking 1% capital, you know, making quick little, you know, gains on it. It's crazy. So the short and the long, you know.
It doesn't matter which way the market goes. There's always opportunity. All we care about as traders is what's the next move, what percentage is that going to be, how do you get in, how do you get out, take the money. Yeah, doesn't matter if price goes up, doesn't matter if price goes down. You just trade the percentages.
Yeah. Wonderful, Luke. Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell the millions of ladies and gentlemen who are watching this stream before we head out here?
Oh, I don't think so. I think I've covered everything in I think we've had a very good general chat today. Again, I will say, do go check out toroscrypto.com, and please do subscribe to my channel, because I would very much appreciate that. If anyone is watching and they would like to watch more content from myself. And Jay, you're often, I mean, we'll probably do a stream on my channel soon as well. So I will.
Yeah, for sure, man.
This, but yeah, overall, I think it's good. I did see a couple of comments earlier when I was doing the trend rev stuff.
Yeah, you're giving away all the secrets, bro. So I've been
taking
notes.
I can't give away all my secrets on here, but that was a nice little introduction.
I'm a Russian spy, Luke. I'm a Russian spy, and I just took notes, and I'm actually going to steal all your content. I'm releasing my course tomorrow, everyone. Just kidding.
There you go. Just screen grab that little segment, and then sell it for like 10,000 rubles.
For real. Yep.
How much is that worth though? Like 3p or something? 3 cents? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah. No, it was good fun. Yeah, I've got nothing else to say.
Cool, man. Well, yeah, man. Thank you for thank you for coming on the show, bro. May God bless you. And I hope you have lots of success in every way, man, as we move into these volatile times.
You too, sir. It was a pleasure as always.
All right, y'all. Well, everyone, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, both myself and Luke's channel. God bless everybody in